Hey there everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have another round of designer dupes for you all. And basically, if you're unfamiliar with these videos, we take these high-end designer products and we find much more affordable lookalikes so you're able to get that designer look on a budget. So I have my laptop here and I like to insert photos on both sides of the screen so we can feel like we're online shopping together. And this is a really good group of dupes today because a lot of them are vintage and antique pieces, which those tend to be so expensive. So the fact that we can source much cheaper vintage and antiques online specifically is a big deal because those are the kinds of pieces that are really going to help to infuse character into your home and give it that curated, collected feel, which does look and feel very designer. So I hope you guys enjoy this one, and without further ado, let's get into the dupes. Okay, so in my most recent bedroom makeover, I showed you guys how I incorporated that gorgeous vintage bench with the pretty apron detail, and I love popping a vintage bench at the end of a bed. In the past, we've had really small bedrooms, and I like them because they're small and skinny, so they don't take up a lot of space, but they help to break up the room and add that touch of visual texture with the warm, distressed feel of the wood, and they just help to make a statement in a space. And these are beautiful just popped behind a couch, or you could use them against a wall with some artwork hanging above it. They're really versatile, especially because of their size. They're so skinny. They'd look great in an entryway, maybe a smaller entryway, just to help add that character and charm to your space. I personally own a couple of these benches that I've sourced at local antique shops. And I have like a regular noodle bench, and then I have the ones with the apron detail, and I like both of them, but the ones with the apron detail are typically a little bit more rare and hard to find. At least that's been my experience. And if you look on Cherish, really anything similar to this is gonna be in the $1,000 range. So they have a lot of them, but they are so expensive, even though I'm sure some of them are very beautiful and maybe they have more unique distressing on them or they're in really good condition. But for me, that is not in the budget. So we are gonna go on over to Antiques Farmhouse, and here we have this reclaimed wood rustic farmhouse bench for $198. That is a lot cheaper than I bought mine for, so that's a really good deal. I will say it's probably on the smaller side. They do say that this one is a 40-inch size, so you'd want to be careful with your measurements. I'll link a couple different sites below that sell these for less than $1,000, but each one is going to vary. So obviously it's a vintage piece, and the distressing on your wood might be, you know, very extreme, or it might be a darker color, or it might be a more bleached, lighter color. So that's the only negative about ordering things like this online, but that is a really good price at $198. Okay, so when I went to Home Goods the other week, I showed you guys how I found those really beautiful woven solar lanterns, and I felt really inspired by those. I just had so many ideas of hanging them over like a low-hanging tree and having like a really pretty patio area underneath, just really enhancing the ambiance. You could also hang them in a patio space, maybe over a seating area, or you could string them together and put them against a wall just for a more aesthetic and warm feel. Or they'd look really beautiful just like placed on the floor or placed on a table for some extra light and some pretty ambiance while you're having people over. So I found this beautiful woven solar hanging lantern on Anthropologie for $48. And you know, it's pretty simple, but I feel like if you strung a bunch of these together, or you got some different sizes and mixed and matched with different solar lanterns, it could really create like a beautiful curated aesthetic. But $48 per lantern, especially if you're gonna do a group of them, is pretty pricey. So we're gonna go on over to Amazon, and here we have a very similar looking 2-pack of the solar lanterns for only $27.99. So you can get a bunch of different ones of these. They have different sizes, different shapes, and you could collect these and group them together. And I just think that that would look so beautiful and really help to enhance an outdoor space. Okay, so one of my favorite antique pieces that I have and own in my home are my Miju jars. And these were actually used in the Chinese countryside, and typically they were used to store and ferment rice wine. But I just think they have such a unique shape to them, and I love all of the character that each one has and all of the markings, and they're all handmade, and they just have this really rustic feel to them. So I have several throughout my home that I use for styling on my shelves, or I'll use one as a statement vase on somewhere like a desk or a table. So they do sell these on the designer site Saffron and Poe, and they have several different sizes, but the small size is $250, or the smallest size, it says medium, but that's honestly kind of in line with what I've seen on antique sites like Etsy, and when I've been in the antique shop, I do typically kind of see them for a price point that's very similar to that. So when I went on over to Antiques Farmhouse and I saw this one for only $59, I was super surprised. Now this is a 13-inch size, so it is on the smaller side, but it'd still be a great size for using on a dining table or a kitchen island or on a shelf or a console table. Definitely a good way to get a statement piece for a much more reasonable price. Okay, so I showed you all in my most recent home goods shop with me how they had all these really pretty icon glasses there, and I actually went back because I was editing my video and I was like, wait a minute, these are so cute, I want some. And then they were all gone and I was so bummed. But basically these are dupes for the Anthropologie icon juice glass. They had so many shapes on there, and I think that these are so fun because if you entertain or have people over a lot, they're perfect because each person can have their own icon. I think it's kind of a fun thing or a fun conversation piece. I don't know, I just think that's fun, and then they know what glass is theirs. So they have a lot on Anthropologie. I like the little chili pepper one. I think that's so cute for like a spicy marg or something, but they are pricey at $16 per glass. So they actually have the same exact chili pepper ones on over at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. There you can get a 2-pack for $12.99, which is great. Less than half of the price of the Anthropologie one. They also have several other shapes right now. I think they have some cherries as well. Also, if you go on over to World Market, they have some different shapes as well. They have a cute little daisy one, and they even have an over easy egg one, which I think is kind of funny. But these could be a fun collector's piece to kind of see what you can get. I really regret not getting mine at Home Goods and just kind of slowly curating them. I actually do have the Christmas ones, which I think are kind of fun. I did pick up some of those at Marshall's when I saw them, but I regret not getting these because I think they're really cute. Okay, so I showed you all in my most recent bedroom makeover how I found this stunning cloud duvet cover from Pottery Barn. I loved the gauzy texture of it, and I like how it leaves my room feeling very relaxed and casual. Subtle texture is one of my favorite things to incorporate into a space because it's not overpowering and it feels very calming, which is why it's perfect for a bedroom. I actually did find mine at the outlet here for like 70% off. It was crazy discounted, so I scored on that. Full price on the website, it is $279, so pretty pricey for a duvet cover in my opinion. I will say sometimes bedding is one of those things that you just want to invest in and have it be nice. But if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, we're going to go on over to Amazon, and we have this muslin duvet cover. The tan color is a little bit darker on this one, but the same king size duvet cover is $89.99. So almost 1/3 of the price. They do have several colors available, and then also H&M Home has a similar one as well. They're sold out of a lot of colors. I think the Amazon one has a lot more on there, but it's definitely a good option if you want that casual gauzy feel in your space and you just want something to feel relaxed, but you don't want to spend $279. Okay, so next I found this gorgeous rug. This is the Roman charcoal wool hand-woven rug from Loloy. There's a bunch of different sizes here, but they all kind of range from like $1,000 to $4,000. So it is pretty pricey, but I truly do love the design of this, and I think it would do such a good job of making a space feel light and airy, but still grounding the space and adding a fun punch of pattern. But it is so pricey at like over $3,000 for an area rug size. So we're gonna go on over to TJ Maxx, and they have a very similar looking rug for only $299. And they also have this in a runner size for $79.99. And I actually bought this because I loved it so much, and I'm gonna use it in our entryway. I just love how it helps to brighten up a space. I love the fringe detail. It is a wool rug, and it just looks very expensive and designer. I was really impressed with the quality when I got it. I will say I don't know why online it says it's a washable rug, because it definitely is not. When I received it and I looked at the care instructions, I was surprised. I was like, oh, this feels like a really nice wool rug. I don't know why you would be able to wash this, and then it's not. So I think they just have it mislabeled on their site. So a very expensive designer looking rug for a reasonable price. Okay, so next we have this gorgeous woven vase from McGee & Co. And again, it's just one of those pieces that has unique lines and a unique texture to help make a statement in a space, because it's those unique pieces that really help to make your space stand out and feel different and designer. But $210 for a vase is just a little bit too pricey for me personally. I've seen this vase all over Instagram and Like to Know It. A a lot of influencers have this one, and I do think it's beautiful. I think it's so pretty paired with some faux stems, and it adds such a pretty warmth to a space, and the lines on this are gorgeous. But we can do a little bit better for something similar on the price. So we're actually going to go on over to Crate & Barrel, which is surprising because typically they are a more expensive designer site as well. But they have this beautiful Alfred small brown woven rattan vase with very similar lines for $39.95. So I figured that was really reasonable, and you know, it's 12 inches high, so it's not as big as the McGee & Co one. It doesn't make as big of a statement. There are two sizes of the McGee & Co one depending on your space, but this one I do feel like it's like the perfect accent size. You know, it can be popped on a shelf, it can be popped on a nightstand, you can use it on a table, you can style it next to a larger vase. It's really versatile, and I figured $39 was really reasonable. Okay, so something that's a very high-end designer look is making a statement with lighting. So picking out a lighting piece that feels very unique and special. So we have this caramel rattan scalloped pendant. This is at Williams-Sonoma, and this is $550 for the small size. They also have a large size, and that would be pretty maybe over like a dining table for like that larger scale piece. And it's just one of those pieces that has some personality and warmth and character, and I'm just obsessed with it. But it is so expensive at $550. So we're gonna go on over to Amazon, and we have this beautiful hand woven rattan lampshade. This guy is only $74.99, so a fraction of the price of the expensive one, but you still get those beautiful lines and the woven detail. And if it were me, I would probably pick out a really beautiful pendant hanging kit. As you can see in the Williams-Sonoma one, they have like that brass detail, which to me, I think it looks beautiful and traditional, but I would probably go for something maybe a little bit more natural, like a rope one. I also do think gold would be really pretty as well, and they have those kind of pendant hanging kits as well. So this is just a really good option if you're looking for something a little bit cheaper. This one is a little bit smaller in size, so it would be pretty in somewhere like maybe a bathroom hanging over a sink, or you could use this in pairs in a kitchen. I think it's really beautiful, and I just love how delicate it is and all the fun lines on it and the expensive look that it has for a much cheaper price. Okay, so a piece that I think just has so much character and personality is this gorgeous Sutton rattan table lamp. This is from Anthropologie, and typically it's $300, but right now it's on sale for $199, which for me is still a little bit pricey for a smaller size table lamp, but I do love the lines on this. I do love the warmth and the texture that the woven adds to a space. It'd be so pretty popped on a console table, or maybe if you had these on nightstands in a guest room. It's just a fun piece to add some visual interest with those beautiful lines. But again, $199, a little pricey. So we're gonna go on over to Target, and while this is not the same exact lamp, it does have similar lines. It's a smaller size lamp, it has some scallop details to it, it's all made of woven material. It would help to add that warmth and texture to a space and just be a really pretty styling piece. I think this would be gorgeous popped on a desk, or you could use it on a countertop if you had enough clearance below your cabinets to add some warmth and make it feel a little bit more homey on your countertop. This would be pretty styled on a shelf, or you could use it to maybe accent a taller vase with stems. And again, I say this over and over on my channel, but when you incorporate pieces that are made out of natural materials like a woven wicker like this, it helps to relate your space back to nature and makes it feel a lot more calming and relaxed. All right, everyone, that about wraps up this dupes video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help to support my channel, and make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss all of my future home and decorating content. And I do just want to say, I know that a lot of you are waiting for the living room reveal and our kitchen reveal, like the main living area kind of like all styled. And I do just want to say that right now, I feel like there's not much to share because we currently still don't have doors on our kitchen cabinets. It's kind of looking a mess in there, and right now it's really just all of our old furniture in this space. So I'm kind of waiting to curate a little bit and make it to where it's worth sharing, which I understand a lot of you guys just want to see it, which those videos are coming. They are going to be like the next couple of videos, but I just want you guys to understand that it's more of a marathon this time as opposed to a sprint. I know typically I like to do a full-on makeover and get a lot of like instant gratification with the before and after, and that's not necessarily going to be the case in our living room because we have a lot of big projects still that are going to take a lot of time and effort to complete and money. We obviously have to do the built-ins right behind me and these arched bookcases. We're going to have to make and stain and install all of our kitchen cabinet doors. So it's going to be a journey and those things take time. So I am really looking forward to sharing the whole process with you. I think it'll be fun to kind of document the before and how things looked when we moved in and kind of talk about our plans. So those videos are coming. I know a lot of you are going to see this dupes video and be like, what the heck? I wanted to see the living room reveal in the main living area. So I did just want to say that, you know, I'm still kind of trying to get them to a place where I feel like I like them and I feel like they'll be livable and aesthetic for like the time being until we can do the other projects. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're still here listening to me ramble on, I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful week and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.